Welcome to SS2K channel, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button and hit all so that you will be updated regarding the latest updates. The content of this video is taken from available sources such as but not limited to the internet, and the author of this video does not represent any person or organization which will be presented. This is presented for educational purposes only, and yours truly do not claim the ownership of the content. And welcome po dito po sa pangatlong part ng ating subject na forensic ballistics. No? Kapag hindi mo pa napanood yung pong dalawang naunang video, then panoorin mo na. Okay? So, samahan nyo ako para po sa ating discussion sa pangatlong bahagi ng ating subject. Okay, latag na natin yung pong unang katanungan. It has one flash hole at the center of the primer cap. It can be reloaded and the anvil is integral part of the primer assembly. These are characteristics of the letter A Boxer type primer, Bravo caseless cartridge, Charlie Berdan type primer, and Delta is battery cap type primer. Okay? At pagdating po sa primer, dalawa lang naman po yung general classification of primer, no? Yung pong Berdan type at saka yung pong Boxer type. At ang kasagutan po dito ay yung pong alpha, that is Boxer type, no? So it is a type of primer which is reloadable, okay? And yung anvil kung saan nadidikdik yung pong priming mixture ay part ng primer assembly. Kaya kapag tinanggal na buo yung primer, sasalpakan ng bago. Okay? So it can be reloaded, no? So the Boxer type primer was introduced by Colonel Edward Munier Boxer, no? At in memory of his name, it was named after him. That's why it is called as Boxer type primer. Siguro mahilig po ito sa iisa yung butas, no? Kaya iisa yung butas nung kanyang primer na inintroduce. Ayan, no? Then, yung pong caseless cartridge, no? Ano yung caseless cartridge? It is an ammunition with consumable cartridge case, no? Siguro mangilan-ngilan lang po itong caseless cartridge na ito na kapag ipinaputok ay nakukonsume din or nasusunod din yung pong kanyang basyo, no? That's why it is called as caseless cartridge. Okay? Then we have the Berdan type primer, no? Berdan type primer have two or more flash hole or vent holes, no? And sa Berdan type ay yung anvil ay kasama doon po sa cartridge case. Okay? So hindi po siya kasama doon po sa primer assembly. Ibig sabihin, may chance na yung pong anvil ay pwedeng ma-damage, no? So pwede ring i-reload, pero mas prefer, no, yung pong Boxer type kasi mas madali po siyang i-reload because the anvil is integral part of the primer assembly. Hindi po tulad ng Berdan type that the anvil is part of the cartridge case, no? Yan. So, it was introduced by Hiram Berdan, and the Berdan type primer have two or more flash hole or vents, no? And then we have the battery cap type primer. It is a variation of Boxer type actually, no? And this is just usually used for shotgun. Pero ito rin po ay may iisang butas, and it is also reloadable. It is just specially designed for shotgun. Okay? Yan. So, under siya ng boxer type primer, but it was specially developed only for shotgun. Okay? O kung makikita nyo dyan po sa larawan, ano? Yung pong itsura po nung pong Berdan type at saka yung pong boxer type. So makikita nyo na yung Berdan have two flash holes, so two or more po kasi yan, no? Ayan. Then makikita nyo rin na yung pong anvil ay part ng cartridge case assembly. Okay? So makikita nyo yung kulay green part po ng cartridge case po yan, no? Yan, yun po yung Berdan type. Then yung boxer type, ilan yung flash hole, no? Meron lang po siyang isang flash hole, and yung pong anvil nga niya ay part nung pong primer assembly. That's why it is easier to reload. Okay, yun po yung tungkol po sa primer, ladies and gentlemen. So let us proceed to the next question. Naman tayo sa mga equipments na ginagamit for forensic ballistics examination, no? So the equipment which is utilized to measure the pitch of rifling, no? Or yung pong kung ano yung pitch na tinatawag, ano? Yan. So later on we will discuss what is pitch of rifling. But first and foremost, we will answer this question. Ano nga ba yung ginagamit in determining the pitch of rifling, no? Letter A, caliper. B, taper gauge. Charlie, helixometer. And delta is chronograph. At yung pong ginagamit to determine the pitch of rifling is the helixometer, no? Para ma-measure po yung pong helix or yung pong pitch of rifling na tinatawag, yung po yung one complete turn, no, of the lands and grooves, or yung pong one complete turn or yung 360 degrees nung pong riflings. Okay? And that is being measured by the helixometer. Okay? Then, yung pong caliper, ano po yung gamit nun? Caliper is being used to determine the caliber of bullet, no? Aside from that, it is also being used to determine the caliber of cartridge case, no? And aside from that, it is also being used to determine the length of barrel of handguns. Okay? So kung nakikita nyo po dyan sa may larawan, ano, meron po siyang ipit, to, sa may bandang ulunan niya, yung pababa, it is being used to measure the caliber of bullet. Iipitin po dyan, no? Yun namang sa itaas na banda ng ulunan niya, yun na yung ginagamit po to determine the caliber of cartridge case. Okay? At yung parang stick doon po sa body niya, no, sa may puwitan, yun yung ginagamit to determine the length of the barrel of handguns. Okay? So, caliper is very universal, no? So, marami siyang pwedeng sukatin. But, it was primarily designed, no, to determine the caliber of bullet. Okay? Na hindi na-deform, syempre. Pagka na-deform kasi yan, syempre, titimbangin na po yan. Okay? Then, we have the taper gauge. What is the purpose of taper gauge and what is the use? The taper gauge is used to measure the bore diameter of firearm, no? O yung pong caliber of the firearm. So, ang daling gamitin lang po niyan dahil isusuksok lang po yan dahil paliit yung dulo, tapered, no? At may sukat po yan. Then, isusuksok mo lang doon po sa bore of the firearm. Then, you can get the measurement or the caliber of that firearm. Okay, so it was specifically designed to determine the caliber of firearm, no? So kung titingnan ninyo, yan po ay parang yung panukat din ng sing-sing. Okay? Yan, yun po ang taper gauge. From the word taper, no? Maliit yung dulo, papalaki. Then we have the chronograph. Okay? Chrono means time, no? And of course, ano yung sinusukat nito? Yung bilis, yung time ng pag-travel ng bullet, no? Yan. So chronograph is used to measure the speed of a bullet, and the chronograph is only the instrument which can accurately determine the speed of bullet. Although meron pong mga ginagamit nung sinauna, no? Yung pong bakal, no, na nagsiswing, yung pong tinatawag na ballistic pendulum, pero obsolete na pamamaraan ng pag-measure ng speed of bullet. And it cannot actually measure the speed of bullet. Unlike po itong chronograph na ito, no, na kung saan ito po ay accurate na nasusukat niya yung bilis nung pong tingga na naiputok sa isang baril. Okay? Ayan. So, titingnan ninyo, meron pong entrance part, yung pong bala, at saka yung pong exit part niya. At titingnan yung bilis niya sa pag-travel from one area of the chronograph to another. Okay? Then, it will be recorded digitally. So, yun po yung chronograph. Okay? So, sino naman po yung umibento mo nung helixometer pala, no? Yung pong helixometer ay inimbento ni Albert H. Fisher. Okay? So, yun po yung ilan sa pangunahing equipment or instrument in the study of forensic ballistics, no? Yan. So, it is being used, or these are being used for determining the caliber, no, of bullet and firearm. Okay, you have also the helixometer, which is used to determine the pitch of rippling, or the one complete turn, okay, of the rifling. And you have the chronograph. It is the instrument used for for determining the speed of bullet. Okay, susunod. A small instrument which is sometimes used in examining the internal surface of the gun barrel. Letter A is stereoscopic microscope, Bravo, shadowgraph, Charlie, onoscope, and Delta is torsion or analytical balance. At yung instrumento na ginagamit upang i-examine or silipin yung pong characteristics ng internal surface of the gun barrel para makita yung scratches, no, ay yung pong tinatawag pong onoscope. Okay? Yan. So kung makikita nyo, no, yan po ay miniature camera, no, na parang parehas sa ginagamit sa ultrasound para makita yung baby sa loob, no. Yan po ay onoscope. Okay? So it is being used to examine the internal surface of the gun barrel. Then we have the stereoscopic microscope. It is an instrument which is being used for preliminary examination purposes of the bullet and shells, no, to determine the characteristics on the fired shells and the slug or the fired bullets. Okay? Then the shadowgraph is used to examine the class characteristics. Okay? So, yung pong class characteristics, those are characteristics of firearms which are determinable even before the manufacture, no? Yung po, yung example po, yung pong bilang ng lands and grooves, no? Tulad ng Smith & Wesson na merong 5 lands, 5 grooves, right hand twist. Yan. So, those are being examined through the use of shadowgraph. Okay? Yan, parang projector lang po yan, no? Na kung saan ipo-project niya yung pong characteristics, okay, doon sa wall para mas makita po, no? Yung pong ini-examine. Then we have torsion or analytical balance. Okay? So ginagamit po yung torsion or analytical balance if the bullet that was fired at the crime scene or found at the crime scene is deformed. Okay? Or yung pong fragmentary bullet. O paano mo susukatin yon, no? Kung or hindi mo naman pwedeng gamitan ng caliper kapag kahiwa-hiwalay. So, in order to approximate, no, the caliber of bullet, then the torsion or analytical balance can be used. Okay? O saan pa? Ginagamit din yung pong torsion or analytical balance to measure the weight of the shotgun pellets. Okay? To determine the caliber of the firearms. Okay? Yun po yung gamit ng pong torsion or analytical balance. Pangtimbang, ano? So, pagka hindi pwedeng sukatin yung pong evidence because it was deformed, no? Or yung pong na-discovery sa crime scene, then it can be measured through the use or it can be measured by weight, no? To determine the caliber. Then, ano ba yung dinedetect pala nung pong onoscope, no, na kung saan ginagamit sa pag-examine ng internal surface of the gun barrel. Okay? So, the onoscope is being used in order to detect irregularities, no, imperfection, roughness, scratches, no, inside the gun barrel. So, ginagamit po yan para ma-determine yung pong mga individual characteristics inside the gun barrel of the firearm. Okay. Yun po yung karagdagan na instrumento, no? Doon po sa naunang na-discuss natin. Okay? Yan. So, take note of the specific functions of those instruments that is being used for ballistics examination. Okay? Andyan po yung mga larawan, no, para mas madali po natin na ma-pick up kung ano yung pong functions ng pong mga instrumento. Yan. Susunod. These are marks which are determinable even before the manufacture of firearm. These are marks which are determinable even the manufacture of firearms. Letter A, class characteristics. Bravo, hidden characteristics. Charlie, firearm characteristics. And Delta is individual characteristics. Okay? At ano nga yung pong characteristics ng firearm which are determinable even before the manufacture. Yan. Sa pag-aaral po ng criminalistics, palagi pong dalawa ang uri ng characteristics. Meron pong tinatawag na class characteristics which can be found in group, no, of things which is being examined. Sa fingerprint man yan, no? So question document examination man yan. Okay? So meron pong class characteristics na makikita sa group. Okay? Group of firearms, yan, class characteristics. Yan. So pagka sa fingerprint, group of individuals, no? Yan. Pagka sa question document examination, ganun din. Class characteristics is present in group of individuals, no? Dito naman, ganun din sa barrel. Meron pong makikita sa group of firearms. And these are determinable even the manufacture. Okay, tulad ng characteristics po ng Smith & Wesson, no? Yan, Colt, ganyan. Those are the same. Okay? Kung the same yung caliber. So, ito po yung mga characteristics which are determinable even the manufacture. Dahil ito po yung design ng pong mga manufacturers. Okay? Yan, that's why the class characteristics are determinable, even the manufacture of the firearm, because these are the design of the manufacturers. Okay, nung pong baril, no? Yan. Then, ano naman po yung individual characteristics, no? Individual characteristics are those characteristics which can only be found in one or single firearm only. Okay? These are already products of imperfections, okay, during the manufacture, no? Product of the wear and tear of the instrument which is being used in the manufacture of firearm. Therefore, the individual characteristics are only determinable after the manufacture. Okay? So, individual characteristics can only be found in one and single firearm, sa isang baril lamang. Samantalang ang class characteristics ay matatagpuan sa group of firearms, okay, with similar design. Yung pong class characteristics, they are determinable even before the manufacture. Samantala, yung individual characteristics is only determinable after the manufacture. Okay? Yan. Next question. An instrument which is used for manual version of marking of fired bullets, metallic fragment, and firearms. Letter A is stylus. Letter B, micrometer. Charlie, shadowgraph. And Delta is electric gun marker. O ano nga ba yung instrumento na ginagamit pang marka doon po sa evidence bullet or yung pong bullet na nadiskubre sa crime scene, no? At doon po sa mga basyo na nadiskubre sa crime scene, o kaya naman ay firearms na nadiskubre sa crime scene, no? So, ano yung pong ginagamit na pangmarka? Yan po ay alpha. Yan po ay stylus. Okay? Yan. Kung wala pong stylus, no, ay ang ginagamit po na madalas na nakikita natin ay yung pong pinatulis na concrete nail dahil matigas. Okay? But ideally, no, the instrument that should be used for manual marking of evidence bullet, no, shells, no, test fired bullets, firearms, no, is stylus dapat. Okay? Yan, in the absence of stylus, you can also use pointed instruments which are harder, no, than the metal which is being marked. Siyempre, mas matigas na bakal kaysa yung pong minamarkahan. Okay? Para sa ganun ay maukitan yung pong minamarkahan. Yan. Oh, take note, in the absence of a stylus, you can use pointed instrument which is harder than the metal which should be marked. No? Then, the micrometer. It is being used also to determine the caliber of the bullet, no? Yan. So, yun po yung specific na purpose nun. But, mas maganda, no? Yung pong caliber kasi nga maraming gamit and of course, pwede mo ring pang measure nung pong caliber ng cartridge case at the same time yung pong caliber nung pong or nung pong length nung pong barrel ng firearm, no? Yan. Then we have a shadowgraph. It is an equipment used to examine the class characteristics as we have projected earlier in the previous question, no? Then electric gun marker. It is being used in marking fired bullets, shells, and firearms. Of course, ito po ay usual na ginagamit sa crime laboratory, no? Para mas madali po yung pagmarka ng pong bullet, shells, and firearms. Parehas po ito sa ginagamit din sa pagmarka ng sing-sing, no? It is being used also in marking of fired bullets with the use of electricity. Yan, yung pong electronic gun marker. Okay? Tingnan nyo po dyan sa mga larawan, yung pong mga basic na itsura, yung pong stylus, no? Micrometer, at saka yung pong electric gun marker. Okay? Susunod. The breech end of the chamber of the firearm is sealed by a solid flat block of metal against which the barrel comes into position when the weapon is closed for firing. And this is known as letter A, extractor, letter B, head space, Charlie, breech block, and Delta, H, breech face. Okay? The purpose of this is, or the purpose of the solid flat block, no? Para hindi po gaanong umatras yung pong basyo pagka nagpaputok, no? And the solid flat block of metal, which the barrel comes into position when the weapon is closed for firing, is called as breech block, no? Yung pong mukha niya na tumatama doon po sa basyo, no? Once na umatras ito, yung pong tinatawag na breech face niya. Kaya yung pong basyo ay meron pong tinatawag na breech face markings. Saan makikita? Doon din po sa may base, no? Yan, nung basyo. Okay? Next question. The caliber of a firearm, which is expressed in millimeter with 3 decimals, belongs to, tulad ng Magnum 357, no? Magnum 454, yan. Tatlong decimals yung ginagamit, no? And the use millimeter. It belongs to what system? Letter A, French system. Bravo is English system. Charlie, European system. And Delta is American system. Okay? Sa caliber ng firearm, tatlong sistema yung pong ginagamit dyan, no? Yung pong English system, European system, and American system. And the caliber of firearm, which is expressed in millimeter with 3 decimals, tulad nga nung nasabi ko na kanina, na yung Magnum 357, 454, and the like, ay yung pong Bravo. Yung po ay English system, no? Then, European system, also known as continental, okay? Which use millimeter also, okay? Yan. Then, we have American system, caliber with 2 decimals, okay, na gumagamit po ng inches, okay, as the measurement. Yan. Kung makikita natin, no, yung pong example po ng European system, yung po 9 millimeter, yan. Hindi po 3 decimal yung pong ginagamit, no? May 3 decimal lang po na ginagamit ay yung pong English system. Then, yung pong millimeter, 9 millimeter, 11 millimeter, gano'n, no? That is European system. Yung pong 5.56 millimeter, ganyan. Then, yung American system naman, yung pong ginagamit is inches, no? And 2 decimals po yan, tulad ng caliber .45, meaning 0.45 of an inch, caliber 50, no? Caliber 38, okay, yan. Those are from American system, okay? So, paano nga ba yung pong conversion ng millimeter to inch or inch to millimeter, no? So, kailangan nyo lang tandaan yung pong constant number na 25.4, no? So, madali lang pong mag-convert ng millimeter to inch, inch to millimeter, okay? So, if you want to convert millimeter to inch, okay, anong gagawin? Just get the millimeter, for example, 9 millimeter, then just divide it by 25.4 para po makuha mo yung pong caliber in terms of inches. Ganun lang po siya, no? O kapag ka naman i-convert mo yung inch to millimeter, anong gagawin? Yung pong inch ay imumultiply mo lang sa 25.4. Okay, so example po, yung pong caliber 0.45. I-multiply mo lang siya sa 25.4. Yan, mga papasok yan, mga caliber 11 and something. Okay, kasi mas malaki yan kaysa sa 9mm. Tapos yung 9mm naman, pag dinivide mo by 25.4, no? Around caliber 0.35 yan, no? Yan. So, pinakamalapit daw sa 38. Okay? Yan. Pero mas maliit konti actually, no? Kaysa sa 38 or 0.38 of an inch. That is more or less 0.36 of an inch. Okay? So, ganun lang po siya, no? So, pagka i-convert nyo millimeter to inch, just divide the millimeter by 25.4. Kapag ka naman inch to millimeter, just multiply it by 25.4. At tandaan nyo rin yung pong tatlong sistema, no, na ginagamit sa pag-address doon po sa caliber of firearm. Yung pong English system, no, yung pong European system, at yung pong American system. Okay? Susunod. The sound created at the muzzle of the firearm after explosion is called as letter A, bang. Bravo, explosion. Charlie, deflagration. And Delta, muzzle blast. Okay, so ano nga ba yung pong tawag ninyo doon po sa sound created at the muzzle end of the firearm? That is called as muzzle blast. Okay? And of course, yung pong reason niyan ay yung pong biglaang paglabas ng pong expansive force of heated gas, no? Or the sudden escape of the expansive force of heated gas that comes from the burning gunpowder which come in contact with the air, no? Yan. So, kaya po nagki-create ng tunog. Okay? Susunod. What is the part in the cartridge case where the flame coming from the priming compound passes? Letter A, anvil. Bravo, vent. Charlie, shell head. And Delta is primer packet. So, ano nga ba yung pong part ng pong cartridge case na kung saan doon dumadaan yung pong small flame? Yan po ay sa vent hole or tinatawag ding flash hole, no? Yung pong anvil, yan po ay part ng pong primer kung saan nadidikdik yung pong priming mixture, no? Yung pong primer packet, yan po ay part ng cartridge case kung saan po nilalagay yung pong primer assembly or yung pong primer. Okay? Yan. Next question. Do not mark or label the physical evidence with letter X. No? So, yung pong X ay hindi po pwedeng imarka. Yan. Sa kadahilanan, ano kayang dahilan? No? Bakit di pwedeng imarka yung pong X doon po sa piece of evidence? Letter A, it is a universal letter. Bravo, it is everybody's letter. Charlie, it is an artificial letter. Or Delta, all of this. And the reason why is it that X is not used, no? It is not being used to mark pieces of evidence because it is a universal letter. Yan. Oh, at syempre, mahirap pong i-determine yung isang X sa isa pang X dahil doon po sa stroke characteristics, no? O maraming pamamaraan ng pagsulat po ng letrang X. Okay, at the same time, yan nga, yung main reason, it is a universal letter. Okay? Next question. Those characteristics which are determinable only after the manufacture of firearm. They are characteristics whose existence is beyond the control of men and which have random distribution. O random meaning hindi lahat ng firearm ay meron, no? Their existence in the firearm is brought about through the failure of a tool in its normal operation, through wear and tear, abuse, mutilation, corrosion, erosion, and other fortuitous causes, no? Letter A, rifling. Bravo, class characteristics. Charlie is personal characteristics. And Delta is individual characteristics. Okay? So ano nga ba yung pong characteristics which are determinable only after the manufacture of firearm. Okay? So kung fingerprint sana, pwede yung personal characteristics but the firearm is not a person, no? So, dalawa lang po yung characteristics dito, no? Yung pong class characteristics at saka yung pong individual characteristics. Okay, at ang unang tinitingnan po, no, ay yung pong class characteristics. Pagka nag-match, then you will go further to examine the individual characteristics. And the characteristics which are determinable only after the manufacture of firearm. Ang cause po nito ay yung pungang wear and tear of the instrument used in making of firearm, no? Mutilation, wear and tear, abuse, and the like. Yan po ay tinatawag pong individual characteristics, no? Yan po ay delta. Yan. O makikita lamang sa one and specific type of firearm. Dahil nga ito po ay individual, no? And this is the basis, no, of determining the firearm which is used in the commission of crime, no? Ito po yung ginagamit para ma-identify, no, itong characteristics na ito ang tinitingnan para ma-identify kung saan naiputok yung basyo o kaya naman ay yung pong tingga. Okay? Yon mga kapangarap, yung pong individual and class characteristics. Next question. The metal from which the barrel is made is carefully selected for its letter A, alloy structure, Bravo, alkali structure, Charlie, chemical structure, or Delta, metallurgical structure. Yung pong barrel na ginagamit, no, sa firearm ay solid po na bakal yan. Pagkatapos po ay i-drill po sa gitna. Kaya meron pong drilling method, diba? Meron pong broaching method, ganyan. Or broaching process. Ya. So, i-drill, tapos lilihain, no? Ipipinish, or lalagyan muna ng lance and grooves, no? Tsaka po lilihain ulit, ganon, no? That's why the metal, no, that is being used in making firearm ay hindi po simpleng metal lang. Kasi pagka ordinaryong metal lang yan, then baka po sumabog agad pagka dumaan po yung tingga, no? Baka naman matunaw pagka hindi ganon yung pong resistant niya sa heat. That's why the metal is selected based on its metallurgical structure. Okay? The metallurgy is the study of metals, no? Yan. Metal is being used in barrel is carefully selected based on metallurgical structure. Okay? Susunod. The distance that the rifling advances to make one complete turn inside the gun barrel is called letter A, gauge, Bravo, speed, Charlie, velocity, delta, pitch of rifling. Okay? So ito po ay sinusukat sa pamamagitan ng helixometer to determine the one complete turn inside the gun barrel. Okay? At ito po yung tinatawag na pitch of rifling. Ilang complete turn ba yung pong nasa isang barrel, ano? Meron po kasi yung dikit-dikit yung pong riflings, no? Parang sa tornilyo lang, no? Kung makikita nyo, meron yung rough at saka meron yung fine, no? Parang ganun lang din po yung pong sa loob ng barrel of firearm. At ang tawag doon, yung one complete turn niya ay yung tinatawag na pitch of rifling, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Yan. So, one complete turn inside the gun barrel, no? Or the one complete turn of the rifling or making 360 degrees is called pitch of rifling. Okay? Next question. Weapon in which pressure upon the trigger releases the hammer that was manually cocked is called letter A, double action, Bravo, repeating arms, Charlie, single action, Delta, automatic. O manual na ikakasa mo, ibig sabihin doon, kailangan mong ikasa, tapos kalabit, kasa, kalabit ulit. Okay, so there is only one action between the trigger and hammer. If you will press the trigger, it will only release the hammer. Therefore, there is only one action that is called single action. Okay, single action. Yung pong double action, no, anong mangyayari? If you will press the trigger, it will both cock and release the hammer. That was that is double action. Okay, one press of the trigger, there are two actions. Bakit dalawa yung action? It will cock, it will release. Therefore, dalawa yung action. Double action po yun. Yan. Kaya hindi kailangan pong ikasa. Okay? Hindi na ikinakasa yung pong double action. Yung kailangang ikasa, yan po ay single action. Kaya yung pong mga cowboy dati, mas gusto yung pong caliber 38 or yung Magnum 357 na ginagamit para sa draw. Kasi mahilig sila sa draw noon dahil hindi mo na kailangang ikasa yung pong double action na revolver. Once na kinalabit mo, it will cock and at the same time it will release the hammer, no? Yan. Next question. The only sure method of determining the velocity of the firearm is by the use of letter A, caliber, Bravo, micrometer, Charlie, taper gauge, and Delta is chronograph. Okay? So, ito po ay review doon po sa previous question na ating na-discuss na, no? And the answer for this question is Delta. Yan po ay chronograph. Yan, no? Yung pong micrometer ay ginagamit lang naman yan to determine the caliber of bullet, no? Yung pong taper gauge ay ginagamit naman to determine the caliber of the firearm or yung pong bore diameter, no? So the only sure method of determining the velocity of the firearm is through the use of chronograph. Ano yung old version niyan? Yung pong ballistic pendulum. Ayan, bakal lang po yun. Tapos itatarget. Tapos titingnan kung gaano kadami yung swing. Ayan. Yun po yung ballistic pendulum, no? Susunod. When two specimens are compared under the comparison microscope at the same direction, the same level, the same magnification and the same image, and half of both of the image are merged into one, it is called as letter A, intermarriage, Bravo, juxtaposition, Charlie, pseudo match, and Delta is positively matched. Okay, the knowledge regarding the position of the bullet and shells which are being examined is very important, no? Especially doon po sa mga nangangarap na maging ballistics examiner someday, no? Yan, so ito po ay napaka-importante. At sigurado naman na yung iba po na nanonood dito ay naranasan na nag-examine po, no? Gamit po yung pong comparison microscope, no? O pagka nag-i-examine, ano, ay kailangan yung pong dalawang specimen ay nasa same direction. Okay? Para mas madali po na tingnan yung pong class and individual characteristics. Okay? Yan. At yung pong sagot dito sa tanong na ito, yan po ay alpha, no? Intermarriage because of the word merge. Okay? Pero unang position po na ginagawa kapag ka nag-examine po ng bullets or cartridge cases ay yung pong juxtaposition muna. Okay? So, ano yung juxtaposition? You will see to it that under the comparison microscope, the evidence bullet and the test-fired bullet or test-fired shell, an evidence shell, should be in the same direction. Okay? And it should be in the same level para makita yung laki ng gasgas din, no? Then same magnification, parehas po yung lens opening, no, nung pong camera, nung pong microscope, and same image, no? So andun lang po sila sa isang plane, of course, magkatabi. Yan. So kung hanggang doon lang ang definition, yan po ay juxtaposition. Okay, juxtaposition. Pagka pinag-asawa yung dalawa, no? Pagka pinagdugtong, at yung gasgas ay nagdugtong, no? Pinagdugtong mo yung dalawa, kalahati yung isa, kalahati naman, or kalahati nung standard, kalahati nung test-fired, okay? Kalahati nung evidence, then nagmukha na iisa, then yan po ay intermarriage position na po yan. O kaya pinagpatong mo na mas mahalabnaw yung kulay nung nasa ibabaw para kita yung nasa ilalim. Pwede rin yan, yung pinagpapatong. That is also intermarriage position. Kaya pagka nakita nyo po yung pong word na merge, no? Yung po ay pinagdudugtong o kaya pinagpapatong yung pong dalawang image to determine the congruency of striation, that is called intermarriage position. Okay? Take note of the purpose of intermarriage, no? The purpose of intermarriage position is to determine the congruency of striations. Okay? Yung pong juxtaposition is examination under comparison microscope at the same direction, the same level, same magnification, same image, however, it is put side by side. Okay? Side by side po siya. So, it is called as critical side-by-side comparison of bullet or cartridge case. Yan. Kapag kaparehas na sila, then titingnan mo yung pong evidence at saka yung pong test-fired shell or bullet. Yan. Pagka parehas na, no? Pagdudugtungin na, kaya papasok po yan sa intermarriage position. Pagka sinabi naman nating pseudo match, no, nilagay mo sa report nag-match na kahit hindi naman, that is called as bogus or simulated or fake match. Yan. Next question po tayo. A 12 gauge shotgun has an equivalent diameter of Letter A, 0.730 of an inch. Bravo, 0.728 of an inch. Charlie, 0.729 of an inch. And Delta, 0.724 of an inch. So ano nga ba yung pong diameter ng 12 gauge shotgun? Yan po ay 0.729 of an inch, no? Yung pong 12 gauge, ilan ba yung pong shots na andon? That is around 9, no? 9 shots, back shots. Yan, 9 balls. Yan. Then we have next question, no? Class characteristics are determinable even blank the manufacture of firearm. Fill in the blanks lang, easy, you know. Letter A, after. Letter B, never. Charlie, before. And Delta is during. And the class characteristics are determinable even before the manufacture. That is Charlie, no? Yan. So, dahil nga ito po yung design doon pong mga manufacturers. Kaya matatagpuan din ito yung class characteristics sa group of firearms. Okay? Next question. The caliber is determined with the aid of letter A, macrometer, letter B, micrometer, letter C, shadowgraph, and Delta is combined microscope. Ano nga ba yung pwedeng gamitin dyan to determine the caliber, no? Ayon sa ating na-discuss na kanina, no? Saan ba dyan yung pong ginagamit to determine the caliber? So, walang specific na sinabi kung ano yung caliber of bullet, no? Caliber of cartridge case, no? Yan. So, shadowgraph ay ginagamit to determine the class characteristics, no? At yung pong micrometer, determine, or its use is to determine the caliber of bullet. At yun lang naman, yung pwedeng gamitin dyan to determine the caliber. Therefore, the answer is bravo. That is micrometer. Micrometer is an instrument that is being used to determine the caliber of bullet. Parang clamp kasi yan, ano? Kasi iipit mo yung tingga to determine the caliber. Next question. A patrolman should fire his pistol, letter A, at no time. Letter B, only as a last resort. Charlie, primarily to stop a quarrel. Or Delta, to impress upon citizen the need for respect. So, kailan ba ipinuputok ng pong isang pulis yung pong kanyang pistol, no? Or yung kanyang baril? Ang patrolman ay pwedeng magpaputok lamang only as a last resort. Okay? Kaya nga sa PE, no, ng criminology, laging huli yung pong marksmanship and combat shooting. Okay? Ganun din yung pong sa paggamit nito. PE1, arnis yan, no? Kasi pag lumaban, kakaratihin mo muna. Pagka may weapon, i-disarm mo, DEPTAC 2, no? Kapag ka lumangoy, languyin mo rin, DEPTAC 3. No, pag nag-drive, mag-drive ka rin para habulin mo, DEPTAC 4, no? Pagka tumatakbo, hindi ka makatakbo, no? O kaya lumaban, nalagay yung buhay mo sa panganib, then you can use your DEPTAC 5, no? Yung last DEPTAC only as a last resort. That is the use of your firearm, yung marksmanship and combat shooting. Okay? So, yun po yung bravo, no? Next question. He is a doctor of medicine in Medical Corps in the First World War, who had transferred to the Ordnance Corps and considered as the father of modern ballistics. Letter A, Philip O. Gravel. B, Colonel Calvin Goddard. Charlie, Lieutenant Van Amberge. And Delta, Captain Edward C. Crossman. O sino nga ba yung pong tinagurian na father of modern ballistics, no, which included the examination of shell to identify the firearm, not only bullet, no? Yan. So that is no other than Colonel Calvin Goddard. Okay? So siya po ay isang doktor na naging militar at na-assign sa medical corps in the World War, who became the father of modern ballistics. Okay? Next question. A knurled ring or serrated grooves around the body of the bullet which contains lubricant or pampadulas in order to minimize the friction during the passage of bullet inside the bore is letter A, ring, Bravo, jacket, Charlie, cannelure, and Delta plated bullet. So ano ang tawag doon po sa part ng bullet na kung saan doon nilalagay yung pampadulas or lubricant para hindi po gaanong magkaroon ng friction if the bullet will passes through the bore of the firearm. Okay? Yan po yung tinatawag pong cannelure. Okay? So makikita nyo dyan sa larawan yung pong serrated portion ng pong bullet which the lubricant is being put, no, to minimize the friction during its passage. Yan. So cannelure yung pong tawag. Okay? Next question. Killing nowadays is by means of firearms. At totoo naman yon, no? Mas marami na po ngayon na binabaril kaysa tinataga. Okay? And the usual physical evidence left at the crime scene are bullets and cartridge case. When marking a cartridge, what is the mark that should not be used? We have discussed this earlier, no? It is considered as universal marking. Kaya po ito ay hindi po ginagamit sa pagmarka. Itong letra na ito, that is delta, yung pong letter X, no? Yan. Because it is a universal marking. Now, follow-up question, ano? Where to mark? Saan po minamarkahan yung pong bullet at saan din po minamarkahan yung pong shell, no? Yung pong bullet ay minamarkahan yung nga po sa may ogive, no? Yan, ogive part. And of course, pag deform yung ogive part, yung pong base niya, yung pong minamarkahan. Pero sa test fire, ang minamarkahan po ay yung pong sa ogive. Okay? Then, sa cartridge case naman, saan po minamarkahan ang basyo, no? Minamarkahan po yan sa outside or inside near the open mouth of the case. Okay? So, inside or outside near the open mouth. Yan, doon po sa may bunganga or sa mouth nga niya, no? Dahil yun po yung portion na hindi po dumidikit doon po sa chamber ng pong firearm, no? Or less na dumidikit po siya. Then, ang bawal na markahan po sa basyo ay syempre yung base niya dahil andun po yung pong mga marks, yung pong andun po yung firing pin impression marks, no? Andun din po sa base yung pong breech face markings, no? And then din yung injector port marks. Okay, sa side part niya, andyan yung extracting groove marks, yan. So, hindi pwedeng markahan. At syempre sa side walls nung pong, or sides nung pong, or sa body nung pong cartridge case, nung bumuka po yan, nung nasa loob ng chamber, dumikit po doon po sa loob ng chamber. Kaya meron pong chamber marks, no? So, hindi po pwedeng markahan, especially sa base. Okay? Yan. O, tatandaan, yung pong part na minamarkahan, mga kapangarap. Next question. The bouncing off or deflection of a bullet from its original trajectory is called letter A, drift, letter B, range, Charlie, ricochet, and delta is K-hole shot. At ang sagot po dyan ay yung pong ricochet, no? If the bullet will bounce back or deflect from its original trajectory or original na target, yun po yung tinatawag na ricochet. Okay? And ano man po yung K-hole shot, if the bullet hit the target not nose on, okay, hindi po yung nose ang tumama, maaaring pabalagbag because of yawning, ang tawag po sa tama ay K-hole shot. Okay? At syempre, kung K-hole shot ang tama, there is a possibility or hindi lang possibility, mas malaki yung pong entrance wound kaysa sa bullet dahil pabalagbag nga nung tumama. Because yung pong normal, pagka malayo, yan, hindi po contact, yung pong pagbaril, the normal is that the entrance wound is always bigger than the bullet, Pero kung K-hole shot, syempre, pabalagbag ang tama, hindi yung nose on ang unang dumikit, hindi yung nose ng bullet, then mas malaki yung entrance kaysa sa bullet, Yan po yung K-hole shot. Hitting the target, not nose on. Okay, next question. In fired bullet, the depressed portion is the markings of letter A, bore, Bravo, Lance, Charlie is straight, and Delta is grooves. Okay? Doon po sa naiputok na tingga, yung mas malalim doon, ano ang nagdulot ng marka na yon? Yan po ay marka ng Lance. Okay? So tatandaan nyo, pagka sa baril, yung pong raised portion ay land, Doon po sa bullet, syempre, yung land, yung po yung kakaskas kasi doon po sa bullet. Okay? Dahil tandaan nyo, yung pong bullet is always larger, A little bit larger than the bore diameter of the firearm or yung pong caliber of firearm. So, for example, yung caliber .45, 0.45 yung pong bore diameter o yung pong caliber, then yung pong tingga ay .46. Ganoon. So, mas malaki siya konti. Para sa ganon, pagka dumaan yung tingga, makakaskasan ng pong lance and grooves. Yan. So, yung pong depressed portion on the bullet, or fired bullet, is caused by lance. Kaya yung pong depressed portion on the bullet is called landmark. Tatandaan depressed portion on the bullet is called landmark. The raised portion on the bore of the firearm is called land. Okay? The depressed portion on the bullet, landmarks. So huwag po kayong malilito sa dalawa, Then the raised portion on the bullet is called groove marks. Okay? The depressed portion on the firearm or bore diameter of firearm or bore of firearm is called grooves. Okay? Yan. Dahil mas malalim sa firearm, pagka dumaan doon yung tingga, so hindi gaanong kakaskas. Kaya sa tingga, raised portion siya. Yung land naman ng barrel, magiging depressed portion pag dumaan yung tingga. Dahil yun ang kakaskas. That's why the depressed portion on the bullet is called landmarks, ladies and gentlemen. Yan. So, kabaliktaran lang po, Yan. Pagka hindi nyo makuha, kuha kayo ng arena, then isausaw nyo yung dede nyo sa arena. So titingnan nyo yung dede nyo nakaumbok yan. Anong anong mangyayari doon sa arena? Yung pong nakaumbok ninyo, yung po yung magkukos ng mas malalim sa arena. So yung land ninyo, it will cause depressed portion on the arena. So ganun din po sa barrel. Yan. Ganun lang kasimple, sana po naintindihan po yun, at hindi po naguluhan, Yan. So, that is the landmarks and groove marks. Okay? Next question. It is known as the forward end of the barrel. Letter A, close end. Bravo, breech end. Charlie, muzzle end. And Delta is breech block. O, yung pong forward end of the barrel is called the muzzle end. Okay, yung rearward portion is called breech end. No? Yan. O, muzzle end and breech end. Okay, next question. Which of the following causes stripping marks on the fired bullet, or this causes stripping marks on the fired bullets? Letter A, barrel. Bravo, lands. Charlie, grooves. And Delta is breech block. No? So, saan nga ba yung pong nagko-cause ng stripping marks on the fired bullet? That is lands. Okay, yung lands, yung po yung talagang maiuukit, no, doon po sa bullet. Okay? So that is lands. Yan. Kasi yun yung nakaumbok sa baril. Kaya pag dumaan yung bullet, talaga nga namang talaga namang maikikiskis yun doon po sa bullet, ladies and gentlemen. At yun nga po yung magiging landmark, which is the depressed portion on the bullet. Okay? Next question. These are marks found on the central area of the base of a center fire cartridge and on the rim of a rimfire cartridge. O ano nga ba yung marka na makikita sa central area of the base of center fire cartridge on the rim of rimfire? Letter A, ejector. Bravo, extractor. Charlie is firing pin, and Delta is breech block. And the mark that could be found at the center of a center fire cartridge is of course yung pong tinatawag na firing pin impression marks, no? Firing pin. Meron pong rimfire, siyempre, makikita yung pong kanyang firing pin impression doon po sa rim. Yan. Yung pong ejector, saan po makikita yan? Makikita po yun sa base of the cartridge case, no? Caused by the ejector port marks when it throws the shell from the or it throws the shell that was withdrawn by extractor. Extractor mark can be seen on the extracting groove, no? The extractor mark is caused by the automatic withdrawal of the cartridge case from the chamber, which is caused by extractor. Susunod. When a shot is fired from an automatic pistol by a criminal, letter A, the empty shell remains within the chamber. Bravo, the empty shell in most cases will be found at the scene of firing. Charlie, the shell is rarely found at the scene or crime scene. And Delta, the shell is usually disposed by the perpetrator. So ano nga ba yung pong natural na mangyayari or natural phenomenon which occurs, no, if the criminal fired an automatic pistol or semi-automatic pistol? Ang mangyayari po, no, yan po'y bravo. The empty shell in most cases will be found at the scene of firing. Okay, because the shell will be automatically withdrawn by the extractor and it will be automatically thrown by the ejector. That's why in most cases, pagka gumamit po ng automatic or semi-automatic firearm, the shells can be found at the scene unless kung pinulot, no? Yan, nung pong mga criminal. But naturally, the shells will be found at the crime scene. Okay? Pagka naman wala sa crime scene, ang presumption ay ginamit po na barel ay revolver. Kasi kung revolver kasi ay hindi po maiiwan sa crime scene. yung pong basyo unless kung nag-reload, no? Yan. Next question. On February 14, 1929, a crime occurred in Chicago that changed the course of firearms identification. 6 men were murdered in cold blood in a garage. This event was called by the press as, ito po yung nasolve ni Colonel Calvin Goddard, no? Letter A, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, Bravo Al Capone's Fury, Charlie Holiday's Massacre, or Delta, none of the above. Okay? So Al Capone's Fury kaya dahil yan po'y hinihinala na ginawa ni Al Capone and the Chicago outfit which he lead, no? Yan. So ang sagot po diyan ay alpha, no? Yan po'y tinawag na St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Okay? Yan. Next question. In ballistics, throwing out the empty cartridge case from the receiver is called as letter A, firing, B, ejecting, C, unlocking, and D, extracting. Throwing out is, of course, function of ejector. Therefore, that is called ejecting, no? Yung firing naman is kasama dyan yung pong pag-pull ng trigger, releasing of the hammer, no? The hammer will hit the firing pin will hit the primer, and the primer will create a small flame, the gunpowder will be burned, and it will create explosion, then the bullet will be pushed forward, no? And the cartridge case will be pushed backward. Yan. Kasama po sa firing. Yan. So, yung pong ejecting, yung pong pangyayari na kung saan yung ejector ay ilalabas niya yung pong empty shells. Then, extracting, that is the pulling out of empty shells from the chamber by the extractor. Okay? Next question. At the crime scene, a bullet was recovered. As an investigator, you should mark your initials on the bullet or shell or firearm that you have recovered. Example, SBE-1 120614. The numeral succeeding the letters represent, okay? So saan ba yung pong numeral dyan succeeding the letter, yung pong SBE, yung po yung letra, no? That's 1, yung pong 1 na yon, ano ba yung pong nire-represent nun, no? So letter A, the date of recovery, Bravo, given name of the investigator, Charlie, family name of investigator, and Delta, the identity of piece of evidence. So kung pang ilan po siyang na-discover, gano'n, no? And the numeral succeeding the letters, okay, na iminamarka ay yung pong identity of piece of evidence. Kapag ka pangalawa, syempre, SBE-2, no? -3, and so on, and so forth. Okay? So, yung pong letters doon represent the initials of the one who recovered the piece of evidence. Okay? So, for example, SBE stands for the S for my given name, B for my middle name, and E for my family name, no? Yung pong -1, that is the identity of piece of evidence, and of course yung 120614, that is the date of recovery, that is December 6, 2014. Okay? So yun po yung iminamarka, yung pong initials, no? Pagka basyo, na-discuss natin kung saan mamarkahan yan. Ayan po ay near the open mouth of the case, outside or inside. Pagka fired bullet or slug, yun po ay base, o kaya naman ay sa ogive, no? Pagka firearms naman, ay yung pong mga essential parts, syempre yung pong frame or receiver, no? Yan, yung pong barrel, yan. At syempre, kailangan po na magmarka ka doon po sa specific na area kung saan ikaw lang po yung nakakaalam. Yan. Next question. In the examination and collecting standard, 3 ammunition is needed. What is the use of the second ammunition? So, pagka nag-test fired ka ng bullet, no? O kaya shell, yan, tatlo na tatlo lagi yan. Pagka yan po'y pistol. Pagka revolver, abay, syempre, medyo maraming chamber yon. So, kailangan hanapin mo kung saan po naiputok, no? Yan. So, pero kung, kung bullet at yan po'y revolver, tatlo pa rin, no? Tatlo pa rin. Yan. So, bakit tatlo? Kaya, ano ang gamit, no? So, sabi sa tanong, no, in examination and collecting standard 3 ammunition is needed. What is the use for the second ammunition? Ano nga ba yung gamit ng pangalawang ammunition? Letter A for examination, letter B for confirmation, Charlie for observation, and Delta for conclusion. Okay? At ang gamit po nung pong pangalawa na ammunition, no, ay para sa confirmation. Okay, for confirmation. So, yung pong una kasi, no, ay para sa examination po yan. So, the first bullet or first shell that was test fired is for examination, wherein it will be used in determining whether the individual characteristics which are present in the evidence bullet or evidence shell are present on the test fired. Okay, so yun po yung purpose nun. Para tingnan kung tugma yung pong individual characteristics na andun po sa evidence bullet ay matatagpuan nga ba doon po sa test fired bullets or test fired shell. Okay? Yan. Kapag ka tugma yung pong mga individual characteristics, okay, meron pong present, ano? So, sasalang mo ulit yung pong pangalawang test-fired bullet or test-fired shell. Okay? So, ikukumpara mo ulit doon po sa evidence. Bakit ganon? Na-examine mo na nga no? At tugma doon po sa first bullet or first shell para ma-confirm, para makita na hindi lang tsamba. Okay? Yun bang nakita mo doon po sa unang test-fired bullet or test-fired shell ay makikita ulit sa pangalawa. Yan, pagka andon, then confirm nga na yung po'y galing doon po sa barrel kung saan doon sa barrel na test fired, no? Yan. Then, yung pong pangatlo is for conclusion. Okay? So, the third test-fired bullet or test-fired shell is for conclusion purposes in order to decide without the iota of doubt, eka nga, no? So, yun po yung gamit ng pong mga test-fired bullet and test-fired shell, ladies and gentlemen. So, tatandaan nyo po yun. Yung first for examination or for comparison purposes, second is for confirmation purposes, and third is for conclusion. Okay? So hanggang dito na lamang yung pong ating pag-uusapan tungkol po sa subject na forensic ballistics at sana po ay meron po kayong natutunan mula sa aking simpleng discussion. At sana po ay meron kayong magamit or magamit nyo ito para sa pagsagot sa mga katanungan sa inyong examination. Maraming salamat sa inyong walang kawang pakikinig at panonood dito po sa ating video. Thank you very much and God bless you all.